being not an actual meal, I just cut the chicken breast smaller, but they're all the same as if you had baked it. I mean, as if you had made it on it.
Well, it's not the same as if they're baked.
They are baked. The same as if you'd used the whole chicken breast. You still would only use one full slice of prosciutto wrapped around the center of the chicken. These are obviously a little bit more generous because we're making smaller pieces. And then I started to prepare the salsa is going to go side by side with the chicken. And
that is so beautiful. I love the way that you.
Oh, thanks. You make fun of me because I always do it this way. But this is my question. I love it. I have to enjoy the whole process. But all it is a can of corn rinsed, a can of black beans also rinsed very well because you don't want that.
Yeah.
Meat's not bad for you, but it just doesn't look very pretty. And then orange bell pepper, red onion, red tomato, and then tomatillas, which I wasn't sure if everyone knew what a tomatilla was, so I left one. Not done. It comes in a husk. It's a tomato, essentially, and then it's just green. And they're kind of sticky, and rinse them lightly, and then you chop them up. And they're sweet and they're firm. You want them to be firm when you're shopping for one. They come in all different sizes, and they're usually found in your vegetable section. In where you know how the bowls of bell peppers or the bowls of zucchini, and that's kind of where you pick them. That's where they are. Like the refrigerated, I think. They're so good. And you
Mom makes a tomatilla salsa that's really good.
Where you blend them or something?
Yeah, chop them real small.
You buy them in a can, like I love tomatilla salsa or sauce like it's on enchiladas. So that's all it is. And then I'm going to add an avocado, and then I squeezed in the juice of 3 limes. And I'm going to scoop out a little for you. With no avocado.
Thank you.
It is so good. And I love this salsa. This salsa, I make this salsa a lot. I created it a couple summers ago when I was making a fish dish, and it turned out so fabulous. I like to add creamy feta, crumbled feta to it, and serve it with salsa chips, with chips, tortilla chips. It's so good.
It's really good. The first time she made it, or that I saw that she made it, I didn't really believe she made it.
Thanks for your
I know.
Well, also, I put the pita chips onto the table so you guys can enjoy those. Yeah. And I'm just using the white bean hummus from Trader Joe's. It's extremely creamy. And I paired it with the tzatziki, which is a cucumber yogurt dip. And it's kind of nice to add the two, and it kind of cuts the tartness of the hummus. There you go. Just put this avocado right in there. Okay. So I'm just going to toss it. I also lightly salted it. It does need salt. So.
What did you put in your cucumber?
It's tzatziki sauce, so it's just plain yogurt and cucumber and I think lemon juice. I didn't make it. I bought it from Trader Joe's.
Okay.
You know what it
From
reminds me
your
of?
favorite store and mine.
Do you ever watch Biggest Loser? Jason and I always laugh because they have like a million commercials for different, you know. All you have to use is the Chenio turkey.
Yeah.
It can't, you know, or whatever, or the bean bag.
Also, we're serving today's meal with a side of rice pilaf, and we just made it straight from the box. And you certainly don't need to have the rice, but I think if you're feeding men, you're going to want the rice.
March can eat a whole box of apples.
I love rice.
Yeah, the whole box.
So here's the chicken salsa, and I'll get you your salsa.
Okay, it's on. Oh, I'm gonna put the rice out.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
If you guys don't want, you know what?
It's hot. Okay, so
Sure. And then we made the salad. Now, for this salad, we made it really simple. I think any salad can just be lettuce if it has good enough salad dressing, personally. But we just chopped up some grapes or seeds. Really any fruit. Apple would be really good in this, or a pear, an Asian pear. And then we just thinly sliced red onion. We're using goat cheese. And then we candied our own walnuts. And I did put the instructions in there, but it's a quarter cup of butter. With the walnuts, you want to let them kind of brown. And add a quarter cup of brown sugar. If you don't have brown sugar, you can use white sugar. And you want to use salt also, so that it's not just a sweet, but that salty sweet.
I wish I had the salsa
Separate.
And I made the balsamic vinegar.
You made the vinegar?
She made this.
Balsamic vinegar dressing. And it's mustard, mayo, honey, balsamic, and a little salt and pepper. And when you're using mustard, when you're making a dressing, I personally prefer the Dijon mustard. It's a little richer, creamier, and I like that it's not, it doesn't seem quite as bitter, and it's not quite as, I like that it's not so bright in color. I know it's not really anything to say, but, and I'm tossing salad because I always toss salad. You could add avocado to this too, if you wanted to.
Should we get
Some kind of tongs. I think I have some in this drawer right here.
There you go, I got one.
I think this is more. So if anybody wants some more.
Perfect. That was perfect.
Okay. Oh. Okay, here comes the salad.
So what do we think? What do you think? And this, really can be prepared a lot in advance. If you're having guests over for dinner on a Saturday night in the morning, you could chop up all the sauces, just don't toss it. You could wrap the chicken breast and stick it in your fridge for a couple hours and bake it. You can, the rice is really simple. You can buy the microwavable rice, whatever you want to do. It doesn't, I think it's important when you have people over not to have too many things that have to be done when people are arriving, which is what's great about this. All of this stuff can be put into the oven, and then when they come out, all you have to do is platter it, or just serve it in your dishes on your table. And
So what did you do to the asparagus?
the asparagus, so you can either do it in your oven or on your stovetop. We used a frozen spinach, and I will admit it got thawed out a little too much before we cooked it.
Asparagus.
What did I say?
Spinach.
Oh, that's
To make the asparagus.
we shaved it. We used a frozen asparagus, which you can, but you can, I prefer fresh asparagus. Personally, it's a little bit thicker and meatier, and I think it stays crispier even after you cook it better. Like I was saying, our asparagus got a little thawed out, so it was, I don't want to use the word, it wasn't as firm as if it had been frozen when it hit the pan, so it is a little limp, but I think it still has good flavor. And I think it's important to flavor food as you would eat it for yourself. I tend to not, if someone's allergic to something, or there's, someone came in, someone doesn't like avocado, it's not a big deal to leave out avocado out of something. But in general, I tend to flavor things the way I want them to be served. And maybe you can do a little bit lighter so people can add more salt or something if they want to. But if you try to be a people pleaser to everyone who's coming to your dinner table, it's not going to work. So,
Especially if they're children.
yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine.
So, yeah.
Delicious.
Thank you.
Okay, very good.
One of the things that